Hey, everybody. So, do we have any Game of Thrones fans in the audience? All right, good. So I got the idea for this session in thinking about some of the ways that we help our clients strategize about making their career centers as successful as possible. And if you haven't seen the show or read the books, it's kind of a combination of Lord of the Rings and The Sopranos. You've got like life and death, tons of different characters, lots of different agendas and personalities warring with each other, good guys that do bad things and bad guys who you want to root for. It's basically one big chess game. And many of us deal with chess-like situations in our daily lives. Most of them are not life and death, but there are some interesting strategies that we may employ in those situations to help us get through them. And we're going to be talking about some of those today. So I'm using the concept of storming a castle. My kids love Legos. Storming a castle as a metaphor for accomplishing whatever it is you're trying to do. So whatever goal you're trying to achieve, whether it's personal or professional, and look at a couple characters from the Game of Thrones and see what lessons they have for us. So Ed Stark is the first one, and he's the Lord of Winterfell. He is a good dude. He's a good guy. He's direct. He's honest. But he always applies the direct approach, the honest approach to everything he does. And that doesn't always suit him very well. When faced with this question, does my butt look big? Is the direct approach really going to get you what you want in the end? Probably not. That guy's looking like he's in trouble. So you might want to finesse things a little more. So the first lesson that we learned from Game of Thrones is that sometimes you need more than just a battering ram or just one approach to getting done what you want to get done. It's like that old adage, if all you have is a hammer, every problem starts to look like a nail. So you want to have more than a hammer or a battering ram in your arsenal. The next character is Cersei Lannister, and she's the queen of the Seven Kingdoms. And she's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's aggressive, but she's like a plague because everything she does as she advances her agenda leaves like death and mayhem and bodies and bitterness behind her. So ultimately she's repulsive, in spite of her beauty. So even though a plague can help wipe out your enemy, it's going to leave problems behind that you have to deal with that can be messier than what you started off doing. So the lesson we learned from her is there's no point in winning the throne if you can't keep it. It's like if you've got a really great program put through by your board, but you've pissed off so many volunteers and staff members along the way that getting it implemented is going to be impossible. Sometimes it's not, you can't do it. The third character is Peter Baelish. And he is an advisor to the royals. He is expert in espionage and gathering information, finding out what other people are trying to do, passing that information along to the folks that are making the decisions. He's like the consigliere from The Godfather. He's the man behind the man. And by helping others in power achieve their goals, he's able to follow along on their coat steps and get his goals accomplished as well. So the lesson that we learned from him is that sometimes it's better to help somebody else win the throne. I have a personal example from this. My husband wanted a Harley Davidson, and for a long time I resisted. And when I finally said yes, I didn't realize that the benefit to me was every time I wanted to go off with my girlfriends and have him watch the kids, he was like, yes, go, because he felt so guilty. So helping other people get what they want can help you. Tyrion Lannister is the next character, and he is a master strategist. He uses all kinds of different techniques. He's often underestimated. People don't see where he's coming from. He is kind of a sneak attack because people assume that he's smaller and that he's less smart, and that's not the case. So he's very adaptable, he sees what's going on, and he can get himself out of all kinds of crazy situations because of that. So the lesson we learned from him is to be adaptable, be perceptive, and be patient, and to get what you want. And we all have people we work with that are like this. They accomplish a lot of stuff, and along the way, it almost feels like they're not really doing it. They make it seem really gentle. So that's the fourth lesson. The fifth lesson is one of the most obnoxious characters, Viserys Targaryen. He believes himself to be the rightful king of the Seven Kingdoms, and he goes about getting his kingdom back by being obnoxious and abrasive and dismissive and condescending, and he's doing all this stuff trying to get this guy to do what he wants. So all of those things he's doing are just serving to shorten his life in the end in a really awful, painful way. So the lesson that we learned from him is, wait for it. This is a good one. This is the best one. Don't be stupid. If everyone around you is telling you that the way you're going about something is not the right way to go, step back, take a moment, listen to them, readjust, reevaluate. So I hope that I've given you guys some little nuggets of strategy and wisdom that you can take back with you. For you Princess Bride fans, in the words of Miracle Max and Valerie, have fun storming the castle.